Hi, so I'm going to show you my pre-algebra interactive notebook. This is a wonderful notebook that has a lot of foldables, formulas, examples, and there also is a place for students to write a reflection. So let's go ahead and take a look if you were to purchase my pre-algebra notebook, what you would be receiving. So you would receive a zip file that includes the notebook with the answer key, the notebook blank, so it's just the blank template so that students can write in it. There is a pre-algebra notebook overview that is editable. There's pre-algebra notebook pictures and pre-algebra notebook starters. So I'm going to start with the pre-algebra notebook pictures. So the pictures just show you an idea of what my notebook looks like. So you can see I make them very colorful, color code so that it's easier to look at really important vocab, formulas, things like that. And I also wrote some notes here for teacher notes. It says you can have students write on both sides of the foldables, so they can write on the top, the bottom. It allows more room to add additional information. So you can see I also did that over here. And then if you have extra space and you'd like students to write more information than what I provided, then you can have students write on the sides. And also what you can do is you can print on colored paper, and that will help save a lot of the coloring. If you have a time limit and you don't want students to be coloring, then you can just print on colored paper. So that works very well. And this is the last of the teacher notes. It says that students are going to be writing I can statements. So every time students learn a new concept, there's an I can statement on the top right. And then also there's more space it says on here for additional notes. So let's go ahead and let's look at your pre-algebra notebook starter. So what this is it is just to start your notebook. So there's classroom rules. You can have students write additional rules. They will sign it and their parents will sign it or their guardians. And then this is their pre-algebra notebook, my expectations and my reasons for that. Students will also sign and date it. This is my grading rubric so that students know how they will be graded for their notebooks. And you can give any kind of grading scale on here. And I have it to where it's graded for first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. And you also have an area where you can add in teacher comments as well. Table of contents. Reflection. I like to add this in anytime that I feel that I had a very important concept that I want students to reflect upon and write what they've learned. And so students will write a good size, about 5 sentences about what they learned, draw a visual, and then give me an example as well. And here, goals, it's very important that students are setting goals. So I have my students set goals for first quarter, second, third, and fourth. They will write what their goals are. And then here is a look back where students will look back at what their goals were. Did they accomplish those? Why or why not? And if not, what are some techniques that I can use to become a better goal setter? And that's it for that one. And so I'm going to show you the pre-algebra notebook overview. This one is editable, which means that you can change it to fit your classroom needs for vocab. So what it does is it just goes over the Unit 1 overview. It gives you the title, it gives you concepts that you're going to be doing, some essential questions, and some vocabulary, and you can always change those. And then important dates, students will be filling out when they're going to have a pre-test, post-test, vocabulary quiz. If they're not going to have vocabulary quiz, you don't need to add anything there. And then their scores, what they got on their pre-test, post-test, and vocabulary quiz. I have that for each unit. And so again, I love that this is editable and you can change that to fit your classroom needs. So if you go into the notebook, there are 8 units, and these, I'm just going to open up one of them so you can see that it is the blank template so that students can write in the information. So I include a checklist as well so that you can just check off if you've mastered it. So if the students feel like that they did a great job with it and they understand it, they can check it off. That way they can go back on any of those that they did not understand and they can go over the material. And then here's the overview that I have of a PDF, and then we get into the material. So as I stated earlier, there's an I can statement that students will be writing. It's very important that students know what is expected of them by the end of the concept or the day that I am going over the material with them. And then there may be a really good question, like an essential question or vocab or a formula, and students will be writing that down. And then they'll just be filling these out. And you have a left side. This is considered like the left page. You can decide if you want to make it the right page. But on the next page is your turn. And students are going to rate themselves between 1 to 5, 5 being the highest that they understand. They're very comfortable with it. They can solve the problems. And a 1, I don't understand it at all. I need help. And so there they will have roughly about 3 problems, and then they will write a reflection. So I'm just going to go through so you can see an example of it. And this one is just Unit 4. So again, you are getting 8 of them. And then you do have some foldables. This is to help save some paper. So students would just cut on here, or you would cut on here and give them one of these. And they would glue those where it says glue here and fill those out. And so on. There's some more foldables, as you can see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you. So there's 8 of those, like I said. I want to show you an answer key so that you can actually see. Let's do rational numbers, Unit 3, so that you can see how students will fill it out. Okay, so since I provide the answer key, it has all the I can statements, and you can always change them if you don't like the way that I have written the I can statements or worded them. And you'll see that here's in red is the answers. And I did not put I didn't write anything for the reflection because I felt that if a student was absent or if a student that needs help writing, you can give them the answer key and have them write a reflection if they have trouble doing any of the problems or so on, just so you can differentiate for your students. And so just to go through an example, you can see all of those that have been solved. And I want to go back and I just want to show you real quick. Since you saw Unit 4, the blank one, I'm going to show you it completed as well. So you can look at the foldables to see how I wrote the answer key for that. So here's Unit 4 with the answer key. And you can see coming up, there is the one that has right here. So students were gluing their foldables on here, and I just included the answers on the bottom. And then I still included this so that if you do decide to print this page with the answers for your students, then you can still cut this out and have students glue those as well. Okay, and that's pretty much it. I hope that you liked this video. Please, if you have any questions, let me know. My email is mathindemand@hotmail.com, and just send me an email through there. Thank you so much. Bye.